Hello everyone, today our topic is recognizing imagery, and this time it will be for grade 9. And the prompt question is, how does the reader connect to the world of text? So let's continue. Imagery is language in the mind's eye, so it means um, with the help of mental images, we can see with our mind even though we're closing our eyes, but especially when we are reading, we can see mental pictures without even seeing real pictures through the help of the words, which are part of imagery. Okay, so let's continue. Poems and fictions create their own world. Poets and writers use imagery to help the readers connect to the imaginary world. And imagery uses descriptive language to paint an image concrete and effective. So, of course, in poems and fictions, authors they have unlimited ideas on how are they going to create a story or a situation. So, of course, most of the writers and poets they're using imagery, of course, to help us readers to have deeper connection to their world or to their imaginary world. For example, in Alice in Wonderland, so the author uses imagery for us to imagine that we are like in a puzzle where there are fictional characters like cards and different unusual creatures. Imagery again, so of course it's a descriptive language, but it doesn't mean that all of them or most of them will be adjectives. So descriptive language because it paints images for it to be for they to be concrete or clear in our mind. And of course, after having a clear understanding and having clear mental pictures of what we are reading, so it will bring us effective understanding and we will feel more of what we are reading. Okay, so imagery may be categorized as visual or sight, olfactory, smell, tactile, touch, auditory, hearing. Okay, for more understanding, here are the types of imagery. So this is a face of a dog, and his ear, we have auditory. It describes what we hear, for example, music, silence, and noise. Next is his hand. We have tactile. It describes what we touch or feel. Like right now, I feel itchy. Okay, so example of tactile or what we touch or feel: texture, movement, and temperature. Next, for his tongue, we have gustatory. It describes what we taste. For example, sour, sweet, acidic, bitter, and salty. For his nose, we have olfactory. It describes what we smell. For example, nice fragrances, bad odors. Bad odors, yes. And last will be visual. It describes what we see. For example, colors, shapes, patterns, and designs. So I hope you understood. So for more examples, so kind of image, visual. The rainy night had ushered in a misty morning, half-frost drizzle, and temporary breeze crossed our path, gurgling from the upland. So a misty morning, half-frost drizzle, of course, it appeals to our sight because if we see a misty morning, half-frost drizzle, we can say that the weather, of course, is not normal. It will likely to rain, and it will not be good for our health to go out without wearing our mask because it can bring us cold. And next is olfactory. Example, the inside of the trailer smelled of wet plywood, and that sour smell you'd come to know. Of course, wet plywood, maybe you already know the smell of a wet plywood, it's of course an SR smell, and SAR smell, of course. The word smells already here, so we can identify that it's an olfactory words or word. And next is tactile. It was like coming into a cold marble room of a mausoleum after the moon has set. So tactile, so we can feel a cold marble room, right? Because especially the word cold. Next is auditory. While Mama fixes chapatis and spiced lentils for our dinner, she sings a desert poem. Her voice husky and clear like wood smoke. Okay, so here, voice. So this is a primary word that signify that these words are auditory, or it appeals to our sense of hearing. Okay, so the husky voice. And next, the last part, kind of image. Second to the last, gustatory. Examples: the harsh wind left in their mouths, a strange taste of a vial of mint and of basil. So just the word taste, of course, obviously a strange taste appeal to our sense of taste, like also mint and basil. And last, kinesthetic. So this is the additional. Before, long time ago, kinesthetic is not part of the imagery, but now it's here. So with a three-cornered fin shearing without a bubble, the water lithely, leisurely swam that strange fish. So shearing, of course, this is an action verb. Of course, most of the time, action verbs, they signify movement or kinesthetic, or in other words, or other word, motion. Okay, so that's the end of our discussion. So I hope you understood, and just remember, with the help of imagery, we can understand well what we are reading, and we can develop our imagination. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Welcome back, everyone. Today I want you to imagine that we're on a top